Alright guys, so we're going to kick off Saturday's card. Hopefully you guys saw Friday's card. We absolutely smashed it. Perfect 3-0 sweep. Perfect results, man. Hopefully you guys cashed that in. Actually, it was 2+ money plays. One of them with San Luis was negative odds, but -110. Still, perfect sweep. Just an absolutely smash spot Friday. We're going to try and do the same thing for Saturday. But unfortunately, this game is just not going to be it. I'm just completely priced out of it, guys. I absolutely hate these kinds of matches. Priced out completely. Toluca -550. Querétaro's most likely not going to do anything. But I'm going to at least gamble for them to do a little bit of damage. Both team to score for -125. Honestly, that's just the only bet I can really find for this match. Everything else is I'm just kind of priced out. If you want a decent way to back up Toluca, it's going to have to be -2.5 for maybe like +130, something like that. And again, that's just way out of my range. I felt lucky tonight getting Tigres -1.5 for +160. So I'm priced out of this match, but let's see if we can find some other spots on Saturday's card. Second match of the night for Saturday. Juarez at home. Pachuca coming in. Juarez, guys, has damn near such a great record at home. Can't even deny it. You know, the more obvious play is playing Juarez at home. I just don't think they're going to come in fully ready after the national break. Pachuca, you know, they were up and then on a downward spiral, and now it seems like the last couple of weeks before going into that break, they were slowly coming back up. So I think that's enough just for us to get a draw. Plus the draw money line is only +215. Usually when we get draws or something like that, you're right around that +230, +240, +250 range. +215, it's a little bit low. Again, when a result is just going to be kind of thrown off, you're not going to get paid for it. You know, the books are just not going to pay us for a result that's going to be completely thrown off. So I think in this case, I want to play the draw right on the money line. Juarez or Pachuca, if you guys want to go with one of those sides, again, I'm not going to blame you. I don't think you're wrong for that. Juarez has such an excellent record at home. A lot of those games being 1-0 shutouts, which is, you know, it's crazy. There's some tight games. But, you know, with them winning so many tight games, one of those is going to have to come up with a draw. And I think it's going to be this one. So I like both of these teams. You know, obviously, you guys know I like to back up Pachuca as much as I can. But I think for this game specifically, I think it is going to be a draw. I think we're going to see, I would say if I had to guess the score, it's going to be 0-0, if I'm being quite honest. Third match of this, I believe we're having a 5-game card on Saturday. Santos at home. Leon coming in. Okay, guys, both of these teams mostly underperforming. This match is not really going to affect too many things on the table, on the standings. Not going to affect playoffs too much. But if I have to go with the side, I think I want to rather back up the Santos money line on this one. Getting Santos under +200 is just very, very strange to me. Usually we're getting Santos at some big, huge plus price. And just like I was telling you guys earlier in the video, if there's going to be a certain result, these books are not going to pay you out. And I think Santos is perfectly set up for the upset. Leon also been quite an underperformer. They beat teams that they're supposed to beat, but I think Santos and Leon are just, they're right about the same level. And again, in a match that's about 50-50, both of these teams can get scored on, but in a 50-50 matchup, I'm going to go with the team who's giving me more plus money. So give me Santos for +168 on Saturday. So for this match, Monterrey is obviously a heavy favorite, guys. Pumas has been on a downward spiral. But what have we been doing on this channel, you know, successfully? If there's one thing we've been doing successfully, it is catching falling knives. And Pumas right now is perfectly set up to be that falling knife. They're on about a 3-game, 4-game losing streak. They've been straight up losing, not even going to draws. They've just been straight up losing. I think they turned that around. Again, guys, when after an international break, after any kind of break, a middle of the week game, anything along that line, weird things happen. And I've been watching Liga MX long enough to think weird things happen. I can't be on that Monterrey side. Say what you want about Pumas, but Monterrey is pretty much one of the only bigger teams to really get absolutely destroyed. They got absolutely destroyed by Toluca. That's still in my memory, and that was a 6-2 score. Monterrey had 6 goals scored on them. That doesn't really happen to big teams like that. Pumas, yeah, they've been on a losing streak. They've been doing a lot of they've been making a lot of stupid mistakes, but they're not exactly in the worst position to where they can't turn it around and at least get that 8th place spot. So, I think they shock Liga. They shock the whole league. I think they shock all of Liga MX this weekend. I think this is a buy low stock, a buy low spot on Pumas. If we were trading stocks right here, this is again a buy low spot. So I think we're getting extreme value out of Pumas money line at plus 360. This is technically still a big team. Hey, this is their chance to show it. We've been great at catching falling knives all year. And here we are. We're going to try and catch another one. Pumas money line, plus 360. Down the card, Chivas at home, Mazatlan coming in. The only way I really can play this match, guys, is if Mazatlan is going to do anything, they're just going to score and then get completely destroyed. Would not surprise me if we see something like a 3-1, 4-1 score. Chivas needs to keep winning games. They're so close to making playoffs. Everybody had doubted them, including myself. I didn't think they were going to make playoffs. I didn't think they were going to get as much wins as they've been getting. But they have been getting them. They've beaten Pumas. They've beaten America. They are definitely on the right track. These are the games they need to win to make those 3 points count and keep moving up the table. They've been doing an excellent job of it. None of the games that they've been winning, none of those games have been fluke, guys, regardless of what any Chivas hater wants to tell you. And I'm not a Chivas fan, guys. You already know. This is my hometown rival. I'm an Atlas guy. So this is my rival. But, hey, you have to give credit where credit is due. I think Chivas can win this easily on the run line. -1.5. Give me Chivas -1.5. I think they can win this 3-1 easy. If Mazatlan is going to do anything, they're going to score. Chivas is going to score for sure, and I think Mazatlan can be sneaky enough to score one themselves. Both teams to score. Chivas -1.5 is my favorite bets for this game. I'm going to finish off Saturday's card. Well, this is basically neutral territory, being that both teams are from Mexico City. America not doing exactly the best in their rivalries and their derbies. Obviously they lost to Chivas. That one was a big one. I know for sure they didn't want to lose that one. Against Pumas, I'll be honest with you guys, I forgot the result. I don't exactly remember the result. But as of lately, Cruz Azul has had America's number a little bit more. But I think both teams come in a little bit slow, come in a little bit sloppy. I'm going to go with a draw. I think this game ends up 0-0, 1-1. Something right along that line. I don't think we see a clear winner in this one. If I had to lean towards a clear winner, I would lean more towards the Cruz Azul side. But that's just more of a gut feeling. I don't really have too much evidence to back that up, guys. So I'm not going to pretend to. But overall, I think this game just ends up being a straight draw. Don't really have too much analysis on this game. I think we're just going to have to see what happens. When it comes to rivalries, obviously we can kind of just throw any stats out the window. So it's going to be a draw for me. You're getting a good price on Cruz Azul and America. I'm just going to go with the even better price. Even better price plus 235 draw.